World Saxophone Collaboration 2020 was made by sax.co.uk. Now they're just known as the Sax YouTube channel. And it's 20 saxophonists all soloing over this awesome funk groove. I saw it in like middle school and I listened to it a bunch. It introduced me to all these great saxophonists. I've learned some licks from it. Let me just say, this is all for fun. I mean, no disrespect to any of these saxophonists. They're all great. I'm going to start with the bottom six, who I'm just kind of about. Like, I could take or leave the solos. I don't love them. And then I'll do, in the middle of the pack, I have 7 saxophonists. And then I have 7 awesome solos at the top of the list. So starting with number 20, it's Yosuke Sato. So he does play the lick there. But it kind of sounds like random notes to me. I mean, obviously it's not, but there's nothing really too melodic throughout the whole solo. It is technically impressive though. He does get pentatonic there, but it's not much. So next at number 19 we have Mornington Lockett. He has great language, but the microphone's not doing him any favors. Like, I don't know what he recorded it on, but the sound kind of comes off as weak because of it. And that flurry, like, I don't know, when there's a flurry of notes, I kind of like it to be powerful and punchy, but that was like fluttery, which for a funk groove, eh. Okay, at number 18 we have Snake Davis. So he's getting like real interpretive with his body language and sound here, which is not my personal preference for funk, but he does sound good. Little cannonball trill right here. The ending isn't super strong. Alright, at number 17 we have Simon Willescroft. Very smooth sound, cool black sax. And then when he gets into the altissimo here, like, it leaves a little to be desired for me. Nice little motif there. I like the ending too. Alright, number 16, we got Tia Fuller. The acoustics and the microphone aren't helping her here very much also. Really cool sheets of sound. And this stuff could be a little more locked in time-wise. That part's cool. At number 15, we have Krystof Urbanski. Super chill. Plays that motif in like 2 different tonal centers. But my personal preference for funk is just, you know, high energy and not like super out there language all the time. Which he did a little bit of funk language there. And then the ending is nothing special. All right, now we're at the middle of the pack, the middle 7 saxophonists among my ranking, and we're rounding it out with number 14, George Shelby. Keeps it simple at the start. That's a quote from Well You Needn't, a Thelonious Monk tune. So well-placed ending. I kind of wish he gave a little more energy to that last note, but overall a great solo. At number 13, we have Jim Cheek, who's actually the face of this YouTube channel, Sax, right here. Really ripping sound. Especially on those high notes. Could have stuck the landing on the ending a little better, but great solo. At number 12, we have Jody Espina, the creator of Jody Jazz Mouthpieces. Really saucy at the beginning, lots of feeling. I like bright sounds, although at the end that altissimo note sounded a little uncontrolled, and great feeling at the beginning, especially. At number 11, we have Derek Brown, the beatbox sax man himself. He's the only one on Barry. That major scale line sounds kind of out of place. But the double tonguing is great. More beatbox techniques. At number 10, we have Nik Carter. Rippin'. In the pocket, too. I love that minor line. And ridiculous altissimo. At number 9, we have Chad LB, Chad Lefkowitz Brown, the shed master himself. A lot of notes. The ending of that line is so colorful. And he kind of gets into the meat and potatoes right here. Back out. At the end, it kind of sounds like he's running out of breath. Like his sound gets a little quieter and he starts rushing a little bit, but very impressive solo. At number 8, we have Jay Metcalf of Better Sax. Mature. Taking his time, leaving space. Builds it with arpeggios here. And then 6th, the landing. That's a great ending. Perfectly timed. Great solo from Jay. All right, we're rounding out the top 7 with Tom Scott at number 7 on alto here. Language. Little quote here. Just really great flowing lines in that solo. At number 6, we have Mindi Abair. Great band. Yeah. I mean, that bend in the middle, that onto that altissimo B was killing, and then just perfect transition into the ending. It's all simple pentatonic blues scale, played with great attitude. Very well done by Mindi Abair. At number 5, we have Derek Nash, and this camera angle is atrocious. But despite that, I have to admit I love his bright tone and melodic choices here. So it's number 5. Great sound. Amazing split F sharp right there. At number 4, we have Jeff Kashiwa on tenor. What a sound. Colorful. And that's beautiful. Yeah. Great call and response. Again. I love how he's playing with the pentatonic scale in that one. And he hits this enclosure in the middle. Right here. Perfect. So yeah, great solo. At number 3, we have Gerald Albright with a killin' soulful tenor solo. Just great sound and beautiful lines. Classic Gerald. Woo! Perfect attitude on it. He does that all the time too. At number 2, we have Jeff Coffin with an amazing soprano solo. He's the only soprano solo in this collaboration. And man, this solo is ethereal, and his sound is awesome. So let me just play it for you. Wait, what a colorful note. Listen to how colorful this note choice is at the end of this phrase right here. I mean, that's just awesome. And then he has this like voice crack kind of that naturally happens that sounds super cool also. I mean, obviously it didn't sound like that, but I love how that sounds on soprano. And this is the line that I transcribed from him and I used in a solo that I'll show you. So that little run up, I used it on Tank from Cowboy Bebop in a solo my sophomore year of high school. Here. At number 1, we have Dean Mongerio, which kind of surprises me because I didn't know about him other than this video. But man, he packs incredible tone, language, feeling. Like every inflection he has is so intentional and comes across so well. Ooh, that split tone. The bass line. I love how he sticks this landing right here. Ah! So Dean actually has 2 solos, and both of them are freaking awesome. I love how he hits those changes. Perfect bend, call and response. Just killing, just incredible from Dean Mongerio. All right, that wraps up the ranking of World Saxophone Collaboration 2020. I hope you enjoyed.